Welcome back. Eyeliner, definition, mascara, tight liner tutorial for asymmetric, wrinkled, hooded, puffy, annoying, crepey eyes. If I can do it, you can do it. I wear eyeliner every day. I'm completely addicted to eyeliner, and you can see why when you look at me here now. I'm looking at myself there. Relatively good skin. I have got my Cosmetics CC cream on. I've got a little bit of Laura Mercier concealer and my Beauty Pie One Powder Wonder just to mattify the center panel back. And then what I've done just to save time is I've put my classic sort of shading in there, and actually it's NARS Laguna bronzer. It comes in a duo with Orgasm, and so I've got the Orgasm blusher on, and then I've got the Laguna matte bronzer just in here, and I literally apply it with a Real Techniques brush, just go in there and then sweep back and forth. And that's to push the hoods back without looking like I'm wearing too much eyeshadow, because I've got quite hooded eyes and they get more and more hoodie as I get older. It runs in my family. I've also got the L'Oreal Plump and Set Brow in brunette. Love, 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 love everything I've so far put on my face. But what do you do if you want to eyeline your eyes and you want to build it up slowly? So let's start with what I think is the secret to eyelining eyes. And giving them a definition that goes above and beyond the classic sort of just a little bit of eyeliner on the top. And that is something called tight lining. And I was taught to tight line by Matan, a makeup artist at Laura Mercier, and lovely Hannah, who used to be at Bobbi Brown and is now freelance. And I remember it's one of those things that you don't really notice it on other people until you get it done yourself, and it blows your mind how much more depth it gives to your eyeliner. So for example, if I was just to line my top eye here, it would give a little bit of definition, but it wouldn't give this depth, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And I do it every single day without fail. I use various different pencils. Elizabeth Arden's Smoky Powder Eye Pencil in Espresso is a brilliant one, but this one is MAC Buried Treasure, and it's the MAC PowerPoint Eye Pencil. And I like it because it's a very, very dark brown. I don't use black at all. And it's got a very, very slight hint of sort of shimmer in it. And this is how you do it. And it's so weird to do this on camera because technically you don't really look while you're doing it. I mean, a professional makeup artist would do it. So let me just get my mirror in front of me here. I've got my Ricky magnifying mirror here in front of me, so I can actually have a look at what I'm doing, but you can see at the same time. Okay, so you can tell I'm not used to doing makeup tutorials like Sam and Nick, can't you? So what you do with tight line is the tight line goes under there. And you almost do it by touch rather than sight. So you go, it's obviously once a pencil's in, it's not nice to look and it's hard to look, so you almost close your eyes, or at least I do, and you go in like that. There you go. So now look at the difference between that eye and that eye. Technically that eye looks like it's got no eyeliner on because it's not on the lid, but it's actually in the waterline. And then I then go back in here and I just drag my pencil back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There's no expertise to this, which is why I'm showing you how to do it. And then I basically put it in the base of the lashes here. So what you end up with is if you were to look at this super close up, and I'm sure that some of you are on widescreen TVs, although why you'd want to see this face on a widescreen TV beggars belief, you'll notice that that's not particularly expertly applied at all. And it's got a slight wing to it, but I never worry about that. And here's the reason why. Because my next step is to go back in with the NARS smudge brush, and I've looked at all brushes. There is literally no other brush on the market quite like the NARS smudge brush. It's amazing. It's got super short, rounded edged bristles on it, and they make putting on a powder eyeliner utterly foolproof. This is Bobbi Brown Black Plum, the shadow that I was talking about in my last video that sadly has been discontinued, and so many of you have come in with dupes for me. You're such a kind, supportive bunch. Anyway, and then I go back and forth in the powder. Again, hold my eyes out. Once you get to my age, you've got to hold your eyes out. If you don't hold your baggy eyes out, then you're going to get jaggedy edges. So I then hold my eyes out and go back over the line and sort of just flick out to the edges. And there's nothing expertise about this at all. And that's what I mean by the holes you get as you get older. Go back in again, and then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm sure professional makeup artists are going to be absolutely horrified at this, but I do think it's sort of become my signature look, and I do rather like it. There you go. So that has been double lined now. So the line is on the waterline. It's actually slightly smudged onto the lower waterline, but that doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, you need to go back in with a cotton wool bud, as I've never found a liner that doesn't do it. And then I've gone back over the top with the smudge and the matte pigmented eyeshadow. Now you can do that in any colour, in any combination. It will work as well. And when it comes to doing a wing, once you get to my age and this begins to hang over your wing, you can't really do a wide wing at all. But if you just extend it slightly and sort of smudge it out, try not to be too accurate with it. She said taking the smudge underneath. Then you'll be fine. Trust me, if I can do it on these asymmetric wrinkly eyes, anybody can do it. Now, the other tip, if you like an under eyeliner, and I tend not so much to have an under eyeliner because I'm worried it's going to close my eyes, is to go back in with the NARS Laguna, and you can give the impression of thicker base lashes by putting any matte bronzer in the base of your lashes. Let me show you how it works. So you go in here, and almost what you do is you create a sort of shadow line. It's super subtle. It doesn't actually look like under eyeliner. It simply looks like a sort of drop shadow. So there you can see a clear difference between a sort of sad, pale, what my father used to call pea holes in the snow eye, and a defined eye, and this is without mascara on. And that's my normal everyday look. However, if you want to amp it up even more, liquid liner is the way to go, but just be careful with liquid liner. Here's a perfect case in point. Which one is this? I think this is the Fenty one, and I do really like the Fenty liner. In fact, to be honest, a liquid liner is a liquid liner is a liquid liner, but the Fenty one does have a particularly long, thin, sort of felt tip finish to it. And again, you'll not be surprised to hear this isn't about the accuracy of me applying liquid liner, because I can't on my wrinkled eyes and I just don't have the skill set to do it. But it's about using it as an undercoat for more powder, because it's the powder that smudges it out and makes it look a little bit rock and roll, but also just blurs out the imperfections. It really does. So watch this. Okay, so here's the next step. So this is like sort of going well into evening now, and then what you do is you close your eyes, and this is what I did the other day with when I was filming with Joe, is I put some liquid liner on like that. Didn't even attempt a wing, obviously. Make sure I got right into the base of my lashes. You see, with black, you get an instant intensity. Let me put that back on, otherwise, trust me, they dry out. Those do. There you go. And then, again, I'm going to go back in with the NARS over the top. So leave it a couple of seconds just to dry slightly, because although I could wear that look now and put mascara on and make it look okay, it hasn't been expertly applied at all. It's been done by a doofus. You know, I'm no makeup artist. So I go back in with the matte dark brown eyeshadow and the NARS smudging brush, and then I just go over the top. And what this does is set it in place. Now, while I was talking to you, that liquid liner just... There you go. And there you go. So that's the 3 steps. But the key at all stages is to blend it out, set it, soften it with the powder and the brush, I think. Now let me put some mascara on this eye and just show you the finished look. Trust me, if I can do this, anybody can do it. This, by the way, is Max Factor False Lash Effect mascara. It's a really nice mascara. It's a massive chunky brush. I've tried so many brilliant budget mascaras recently, and on Friday on Instagram I put up a video of my favourite ones. because every Friday I do an IGTV, a little IGTV about best budget buys of the week, and this week I did mascaras. There are so many great mascaras out there. This is a great one. I included this, and this was, I think, the most expensive one I included, which I think says a lot, doesn't it? Bearing in mind this is probably only $12.99 and regularly goes on sale. Look at what that does to your lashes, it's incredible. I think it gives volume, definition and length. It's incredible. There you go. Before, after, before, after, before, after. It's so easy to do. I'm going to finish this video by not doing the other eye, just so that you can see the intensity and how it builds. Tight liner first, then powder liner, or you can do powder liner and put the tight liner underneath. But I do think the powder liner is the thing that sets everything. It sets the tight liner in place, and then it makes a creation of its own because it becomes a powder liner. Then if you want, you can go back in with liquid liner. So you would go from day to night, for example, or you just want to exaggerate your eyes even more. Put the liquid liner over the top, liquid liner applied by an idiot. The secret is to then go in and set it with the powder liner. And the one of a kind NARS smudge brush. I've never found a brush that works as well as that little one. There you go, that is my amateurist tutorial on how to tightline, line and define asymmetric, hooded, old wrinkled eyes. If I can do it, anybody can. And I've seen people recreate this look at all ages in all of my followers, and it looks great on everybody. You know, I love a wing liner, but when you get to a certain age and if you've got a hooded eye, it's hard to pull off. This is idiot proof. I know, I'm the idiot pulling it off. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll put all the details of all the products down below, and I'll see you soon.